only thing is on going out. Yeah. No squeezing with the knee when you sit. Good job. So kind of look at the F, then look towards the B, look towards the right chairs, look towards the C, look towards the H, look towards past the E, look a little above the sun. Watch your left hand. Good job. Good job. Okay. Now, why did he start slowing down there in that corner? Your knees will back to your old habit and try to squeeze a little bit. More fast again. And exhale. And big drop. Move forward to your destination. Good job. Because when you exhale, it's almost like you pick him up and send him forward, isn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Good job. Yes. Yeah. Watch that left hand. Keep it up. Good. So now, as you feel him push forward, which is what bumps you up out of the saddle, just feel that push from his hind legs goes up through your thighs towards his ears. Feel the push from his hind legs go up through your thighs towards his ears. Watch your knees. Good job. You can round the corners if you don't have to be as deep into it. You let it slow down. You get it breathing. You're starting to feel the push? Yes. Because what happens, I had her feel the push from the hind legs that was bouncing her off, and feel that push from the hind legs go up between her thighs and up to his neck towards his ears. Because this horse was the physiology of the horse. If we get them pushing a little bit from behind and letting this movement go up through them, when the movement goes up through the neck, it gets to where the skull and the neck come together, and this will automatically happen. Just, it's physiology. That's just what will happen. So then what you have is, instead of us making the horse bring his nose down and in where we want it, which tightens all of this, which can restrict his breathing, it does it freely. Right now, everybody, tuck your chin. Okay? How's the front of your neck feel? Okay? Now just soften it and let it relax for a minute. And now lower your chin by lengthening the top of the back of your neck. Feel the difference? And did you feel how that actually kind of made this come up? So that gets the horse using those stomach muscles, which he really needs to use in order to get that hind leg forward. Go ahead and change direction. He's getting a little bored. Look up. Good job. It's nice to start out. Again, on an exhale, after your breath. He's ignoring your legs, but feel free to give him a good bump. There you go. And then you'll have to find the soft knees in this direction, and the little calf roll in this direction. And in this direction, I want you to do a little experiment, okay? I want you to just think about, again, as you're for about half the way around, think about turning when you're in the air, and halfway around, think about asking for him to turn while you're sitting. So you can make this a circle instead of trying to use your corners, okay? When his head comes up, just more leg. More leg, and then just wiggle your fingers. Does one way seem to help the turning better than the other?
I think the other way was better.
When you're up or when you're sitting? Pardon?
Both.
Both? Okay. Some horses will respond better to one, some respond better to the other. It's easier, and you can just, over the next few weeks, you can play with that.
Yeah.
Okay? But what happens is when she is thinking about turning her own hips, it facilitates the horse turning. And she says that there's not much difference with him in where she's turning when she's up or when she's down. But I think if you play with this, like, you know, when you're making your corners, eventually he will decide he likes one more than the other. Okay, so respond to one. Okay, so pick up your trot again. Good job. Well, now, we've already started a little work on up transitions, haven't we, from
Yeah.
walk to trot. So now in going from trot to walk, as you sit, think about going in, I want you to do a few steps of sitting trot. So just sit down, let go of your knees and do a few steps of sitting trot. Okay, and then go rising again. Okay. And then do sitting trot. Do you feel how when you do sitting trot, you have to let your knees drop?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next time, go back rising. So now you're going to ask him for a walk by going to sitting trot for 2 strides, and then just tighten your stomach muscles. And think the walk, and then walk in your seat. This is this constantly circle.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this. Okay, and go back to rising trot. Forward. Always give him a destination. Look ahead and have him someplace to go. Yeah, keep looking ahead. Your destination is the next wall. Your destination is the next wall. And when you're riding in an arena where you've got a straighter line, you can always imagine that there's a horse 2 horses lengths ahead of you, and you're following that horse's butt. Yeah, good. Yeah. Like I said, this is training, so look through the ring to get his attention. Right, here, good one. Since school started, have you had much time to ride?
No, I'm
Yeah, so he's a little out of shape?
Yeah.
Yes. So he says, I'm getting tired here. So we're going to pick up trot again in a minute. And this time, what you're going to do is think about longer steps. So what you're going to do is think about when you're down in the saddle, you sit just a fraction of a second longer and squeeze and really wait for him to bump you up. And then hold it down, just go just a fraction of a second longer. See if that will lengthen his trot. Okay? And especially since as you're sitting, you're doing that roll squeeze. Every time you sit, let the roll squeeze happen. And especially holding the top of the post a little longer. And just think that he's going to reach with his shoulders, push with his hind legs, and get longer steps, okay? It's hard to hear because we go straight away. So, lots of long steps. probably get more results with at home when you can straighten out a little bit better. Because by the time you get into a corner, so you can have, there you go, there. Did you feel it there?
Yeah.
Good job. There we go. Okay. So ask him, as soon as you get a response, go about 4 longer strides and then bring him back, okay?
Okay.
By just letting your posting go back to not so exaggerated and not as fast, okay? Deep breath in. Yep. Good, yes, you can see feeling that push, go through your thighs up to the neck. Really good. There you go. There you go. Really think, to the gate, to the gate, to the gate. Good. Regular trot and come to walk. So just sit, tighten your tummy muscles, and then relax and feel the walk motion. Good. Change direction, we'll let him walk and catch his breath for a minute. I know it's hard right now to get any linking, but did you feel how it could work?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you know the feeling to take home with you? Well, you just walk and catch his breath for a minute. Think about your balance and your center of gravity and follow, get back following him again. Okay? So don't let his time to suck back at the trot now make you start shoving with your seat again. Go back to let your legs be the gas pedal. Yep. When he roots with his nose, correct with your leg.
Okay.
Okay? Correct with the leg and just make a tight fist on the reins. Because then you correct the head position without changing the walk. As we're taking a walk break, let's just talk about the walk for a minute. This horse has a very good walk. He has a distinct back leg, front leg, back leg, front leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the rhythm of the walk. An evenly spaced 4 beats. Some bad rhythms at the walk are 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, where they move 2 legs. And some of the gated breeds actually have gaits that go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1. But he has a good walk. And you can see when he walks, it almost looks like his hind leg pushes the front leg forward. And he makes a nice V when he walks. So he has a nice walk. Just keep looking ahead and sending him to that next place. So send him to the middle of that wall, and now be sending him down to the corner. And now be sending him to the door, the middle of that next wall. And sending him to the next corner. And sending him to the middle of the next wall. That helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Giving the horse a destination, someplace to go. If this horse was in the pasture and he knew where the hay was, he'd look at that hay and go for it. So we have to have a destination. If we, the rider, don't have a destination, the horse chooses. And even though they've been domesticated for, a few thousand generations, they still have that instinct. Conserve my energy in case I have to run from the saber-toothed tiger. So it is instinctive for them to conserve their energy. You'll see horses playing and they'll have a burst of energy and then they'll not, and then they'll have a burst of energy. And if you watch the wild horses, they're just at a steady pace. They conserve their energy too. And they'll move a little ways and then they'll not move. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. We'll just let you just keep doing the following seat. Tempo, when you're working with dressage, either Western or traditional dressage, you'll hear people say tempo. What tempo is repetition of the rhythm of the walk. So you have a walk that goes at this tempo, and you have a walk that goes at this tempo. The rhythm of the footfalls, back, front, side to side, back, front, stays the same, but the speed, so tempo equals speed. So rhythm and tempo are not the same. Rhythm is harder to change or improve on a horse than tempo. So buying a horse that has a true 4-beat walk, a true 2-beat jog or trot, and a true 3-beat canter is much more important than the speed. If you want a horse to go slower for Western pleasure, you work on the balance of the horse so that he can carry himself and then he can slow down and maintain the correct rhythm. And the same thing at the trot. You get a slower trot or a faster trot. Every horse has their own natural, I guess I want to say, speed control that's natural for them. But you can change it. You can get a horse that wants to go at a slower trot, which is kind of your natural Western pleasure horse. You can get them to take longer steps and speed up. And the horse that wants to be quick, you can teach them that being quick is not always the good thing. And transitions helps with either one. Transition helps the horse that wants to go too slow develop a little more push. And on the fast horse, it teaches them, every time you try to scoot on out of here, I'm going to tell you, go back to walk. Every time you try to scoot out of here, I'm going to tell you to go back to walk. Or just start doing transitions within gaits, where you ask for a little faster, a little slower. I call this the rubber band exercise, because you stretch them out and then bring them back. So that's what we're doing here when we're working on getting a few steps of lengthening, is what I call the rubber band exercise. So go ahead and take me back to trot. On an inhale, be prepared to follow him and act. Good job. And your left hand. Can you see what happened when you tried to turn by bringing your hand here? You just quit. Because could anybody see his weight just go on that left shoulder more? So if you think up, and in training, actually, know that you're training, so lift and help him understand what it means. Now that you are changing your habit, right?
Yeah.
So, and trot, look at that, have a destination for those first 2 steps. Good job. Yeah, put your hand up now. Up, 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 up. Thumb up, like you're hitchhiking. Bring your thumb right up. Can you see my hand, Jess? Bring your thumb up. Inside hand, lift it right up. I know that seems wrong, but lift it and see what happens to it. And bring the thumb up, not down. So instead of doing this with your hand, do this. This is I just got too close to the wall now, my head to stop. Not that much. I'll get additional device. Come on, let's go.
Come on.
Have a distant look ahead. Okay? Now, what part of his body were you trying to move there?